Hey Flosstube, Pam here, stitching between the lines. Flosstube number 19, Sunday morning, August 27th. I looked it up even and I forgot 5 minutes later. August 27th, Sunday morning. It's early. It's like 10 after 8, which isn't really all that early in my world. I I'm not going to even pay attention to the timer this time. We're just going to tape, record, whatever, see what it does to upload, if it's forever or if I have to go back to Starbucks or whatever. But I keep forgetting things. I keep forgetting to show things or say things or talk about something, or I need to correct or show something I talked about before and didn't have it on hand. But at any rate, summer's winding down. It was in the 40s this morning when I woke up, and my youngest went back to college yesterday. She left yesterday morning with her carload full of stuff. Didn't need any help, didn't need anybody else. So off she went. So in theory, that was to be the end. There's a cat coming. We're going to have cats today. I just hope they don't knock over my pile of stuff. The cats, they saw the youngest pack up and leave yesterday, so they get very anxious and very clingy, so they aren't letting me out of their sight very much. But at any rate, in theory, she was our final move of the summer, but my son, whose move was rather long and drawn out, has a new job and is going to be moving to the DC area in the next couple weeks, so we will be moving him. He has an apartment already. He will be moving in with somebody he was friends with in college. It's a good move for him. It's an area that he likes. It's maybe 6 hours drive away from us, which is kind of sad because we can't just drive like we could before. Share some time together, do something, and then drive back home because he was 2 hours away before. So anyway, he's going to work for the national headquarters of a U.S. nonprofit. So it's an exciting move for him. Mom will just have to get used to it. So anyway, we will be doing that soon. And then I swear we're done moving kids. So for now, for a while. Anyway, a couple things I talked about in a prior video. I was showing that I had made a little piece out of this cross stitcher magazine that I bought last summer. It came with a kit in it. I think I claimed it to be a free pattern, but the kit was to make one of these, and I made this one and with the US flag over it. So it is right here. I thought it came out pretty cute. It just is on display with other patriotic things that are the same colorway, because these blues aren't real deep. But I have things that match that. So anyway, that was that. And then I had shown that I made a little stuffed pillow. I talked about doing the beaded edge, which is very easy to do. I mean, your fingers have to work at it. Stacy from, oh man, I put it on the last time I talked about this. Maybe I'll think of her blog before this is over. She has a blog. She knits a lot now, but she used to do a lot of cross stitch, and she has a really good tutorial on the beaded edge finish, which is not, you don't use a sewing machine at all. You watch her tutorial. So anyway, I had made that, which was one of the elements of this piece, and I had changed the colors so that it matched a bowl that I had. It's that I found at a thrift store. It's I don't know, from some expensive kitchen store. And then I bought these little fake strawberries, so you can see the plaid and the strawberries. And this, matches and goes in there and looks cute. Williams Sonoma, that's the store. Still working on Stacy's blog. So anyway, I showed the pin cushion or the little stuffed pillow and the pattern or the magazine, but I didn't have the little bowl that I had made sure my thread colors matched. I still intend to do a second something out of here. I'm thinking one of these little bowls of strawberries. So anyway, that's in my pile of things to do, is a second one of those using the strawberries. And summer's over, so I don't know if I'm going to lose the will to sew summer things. I got a lot of stuff over here, a lot of stuff to talk about, and it's not all stitching progress. So what do we do when we can't stitch? Like in my house, we're moving people, or we had company a whole lot. Like company came for a couple nights and then they left, so I had to redo the beds because more company was coming. Like the next day, couple nights, then they leave, I have to redo the beds, and then company comes again. So that was what went on and has been gone now for a week, I guess, around that. And then with the youngest, we did a lot of back to school shopping, got the haircut, whatever. There's still a cat in the room. Sneezed. He just sneezed. So anyway, lots of running around, lots of doing things, not a lot of stitching, but somehow I find time to, troll the internet and do some things. I don't usually show the things that I've purchased, but this time it's just like I'm even overwhelmed by my willingness to shop. I watched Suzette of the Primitive Stitcher, and she said something about going belly up to the stash bar, and yes, that is what happened. Bellied up to the stash bar. And sometimes the order, you know exactly what I'm saying, that sometimes the what starts our order, starts our shopping spree or shopping event is perfectly logical, just perfectly logical. And we don't feel like patterns should travel alone, or there's several new things that we are just in love with. So at any rate, I have been spending a bit of time on Stash Unload because that's a fun place to go. And I have just a couple patterns that I watch for. This was one of them, the Prairie Schoolers Winter Wind, that I purchased on Stash Unload. And I think it's kind of funny. It came from the Silver Needle, which I've been to a number of times, but oh no, I made that up. It came from Attic Needlework. Never been there. Anyway, there's that. And then this one wasn't one of the ones I was looking for, but it really caught my eye since I very much like Christmas music. The Prairie Schoolers Songs of the Season. They don't look too overwhelming to do. They're not. It's just, put them in the lineup. And then, there's another Prairie Schooler. Let me look. I bought this one from 1-2-3 Stitch, I think. So I have to look, sorry. Cooper, what are you doing? Get out of there. I didn't even catalog things very well as to where they came from. Anyway, there were Plum Street Samplers, has some really cool new things, patterns out. So there were two that I very much liked, and here's Cooper. Oh, Cooper's really going to get into them things. Sampler House 3 and Berry Cottage were the two that I liked. Right, so there they are. But what I would really, really, really have delusions of doing is combining these two. I would like to put the trees on the outer edges of this one, and then I'd like to put the row of sheep with the patriotic bunting on along the bottom. I have no idea if scale-wise, this Berry Cottage is sort of a sampler, so scale is not really an issue. I have no idea if that is even a possibility. I have delusions and dreams of maybe that working out. There's sheep in this picture, so the sheep aren't exactly out of, But as far as big red houses go, sorry, there is a cat right here. He thinks he's going to dig into the couch cushions. Come on, Cooper. I have to look through my collection so we can talk about another big red house. I'm sure everybody has seen Priscilla and Chelsea, and they're just such a fun new Flosstube to watch. I just love how like unpretentious they are and funny without really making the effort to be funny. They're just cute and a little whimsical, and their work is unbelievable. I'm organizing what I'm going to show because, as you probably know, they talked about doing a stitch along of Lantern Lane because I need another thing to sew. Because I have 4 big projects underway right now that aren't getting any time. Well, 2 of them are getting a little bit of time. But I'm like, yes, sign me up. Lantern Lane, let me order that pattern. So, of course, I had already been to ABC Stitch's website looking for something else that has not arrived yet because I ordered something that comes from Europe. So everything else I ordered is not here yet. But at any rate, on that website, Little House Needleworks they have like 16 pages of Little House things. So as I'm scrolling through looking for what I want, I see many things I think I need. So I didn't order everything, but I made a little wish list on a little note paper, and when I went back to order Lantern Lane, I had to get a couple things on my wish list. And you know, the God's honest truth is I need to go back and look at that order and see what else I ordered because I don't remember. And, you know, there's been shopping since then. And there could be 2 of something here. I have no idea. So anyway, Lantern Lane, which I love. It's so pretty. So I get it. Here it is. I look, and it uses Belle Soie, which I have used Belle Soie, but I have never purchased it. I have it if it came in a kit. I've used it. We all know silks are so soft. Downside is you have to use sort of a short length, and I like to use longer lengths of thread because then it lasts longer, but whatever. So that made me have to order some things from Down Sunshine Lane because they had the Belle Soie. So now it's a whole jumble of what I ordered and where it came from. But this is mostly just why there are orders, why there are multiple things that I did not set out to order is because I had to order from one website or another. You know, patterns can't travel alone. Anyway, I ordered the Belle Soie to do Lantern Lane, which they are just lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's find the red in there. It's hiding at the end here. So that's very pretty. Very nice. The stitch along is supposed to start on September 3rd. We'll see. Who knows where I'll be on September 3rd. Probably available to stitch. So somewhere in all my ordering madness, I also got Pumpkin Hollow Farms. Because it's fall and all things fall make me want to order them. And the Old Red Barn. Lovely, lovely. Another giant red thing. So you can see why. Back on Plum Streets, I wasn't sure I really wanted to do another big red house. So we'll see what happens. I also got a Prairie Schooler one, Prairie Schooler Seasons. Oops, there we go. Mostly I liked the fall and winter seasons. That doesn't mean I won't do these. I don't, you know how it is. Sometimes, whatever. And then when I was ordering the Belle Soie from Down Sunshine Lane, I just perused their website and found this little cute loveliness from Threadwork Primitives. I won't put it in a box. That's not what I'm not sticking it in the bottom of a box. And then I found some cute little things, Sugar Stitches designs. I was thinking if I could stitch them tiny enough, they would really make cute ornaments. I like my ornaments kind of tiny. So those 2 came to live with me. And then I also, on a whim, ordered another piece of fabric. Did you see that quilt just fall off? Another piece of fabric in an effort to find the perfect piece of fabric for Slicker Parade. Didn't happen. This looks bluer than you're seeing. It is, the name is Millennium Blue. And in the picture, it really did look darker, like you're seeing it. But it's very colonial blue. I don't know. Where can I get a good... Trust me, it is not the right color. It is more this color right here. This one than this. This is the actual fabric showing. Most of the fabric is under the stitching except for what you see here. This blue is not stitched. And then the children walk off into the fabric with no stitching on it. So the color is somewhat important. I've given up trying to think I'm going to dye it or whatever. I think I'm going to have to carry this pattern to a store where they have fabric and quit trying to buy fabric because it's not working out. So let's see what else is here. Oh, the big one. Oh man, the big one. Was in Florida and I was thinking I've been looking at chatelaine patterns for a while and trying to figure out which one maybe I'd like to do. That was, it's doing one. I will aspire to doing one. It's sort of like Heaven and Earth design patterns. Just one, although I did buy 2 of those patterns. But anyway, so I spent a lot of time on the website looking back and forth between what she had on her website and what European Cross Stitch has that they'll sell you the kit for. Sometimes the kits don't have a pattern, so you have to be able to find the pattern. And when I find the pattern, they have to have a kit, right? So I found one I thought I liked to do, and I looked and could not find, nothing kitted up. And honestly, I just really don't want to do a battle with getting something that I have to search and hunt and try to find the beads, the threads, all the different fibers for. So when I was in Florida, I think is what spurred this one on, because it made me think, oh, this would be perfect in my Florida house. So look at that. This is Mystery 12, the Caribbean. It is beautiful. It's in a notebook. How did I let myself purchase another pattern that needs a notebook? That's insane. I can't find time to stitch the ones I have that are in notebooks, which would be Let Freedom Ring, Lila Studios, and my Heaven and Earth design pattern, which I have not touched since before I left for Florida. So that was back in July. That's a month. That's more than a month. It was a month. Partly, I'm stitching gift in the stitching chair where I stitch on one or the other of those pieces. I'm stitching an exchange, so it's a surprise, so you can't see it. And then, because it was a pattern that I purchased that I wanted to stitch for myself, I'm making it twice. So, one for me, one for somebody else. But it's taking me way longer than it should because I'm never getting any time to stitch. Anyway, I bought this pattern, I downloaded it. I'm very glad. I don't know if I can show you any components of it. Probably not. The pattern is a download. You download it and then you're supposed to enlarge it and print it so that you can see it. But even enlarged and printed, I feel like the pattern is a little bit not as well defined as maybe my eyes need it to be. So I was very happy to see that it went very freely and happily onto my iPad, into my Good Reader app, so that I can blow it up, each component, element, blow it up, because it's the mystery. And I think she steps them out anyway. You do this little, and then these are a step, and then the border's a step, and then, you know what I'm saying, each element is another step, and these little pictures are an installment, so it comes in 12 steps, because this was a mystery. I think in 2015. I think the copyright is 2015. Yes. Although I think they tried to make it into 2016. The 2015 that prints out has a hand-drawn 5 turned into a 6, I think. Maybe it was a mystery in 15 and the pattern can be purchased in 16. I don't know. Anyway, I have ordered the kit from European Cross Stitch. No sign of it yet. So I heard maybe they take a while. I don't know. So anyway, that I'm not even going to dream that I'm starting that probably till maybe next spring. We'll see. When all the products arrive, I might be anxious to just give a little start somewhere. Oh, and the other thing is I have to order another pair of the stretcher bars for my lap frame, because that sits on the arm of my chair downstairs. It's the kind that you have to sew the fabric onto the bars, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. I just do a big long basting stitch on my sewing machine, but you just, unless you want to pick that out and redo it each time, you can't reuse your bars as long as you have a project on it, which spurs you on to keep working on something if you want those bars for something else. But I will buy a second set and then that's it, probably. I say that, right? Somebody put that in stone. I said it. I'm not buying any more. Haha. So then one of the reasons that I ordered from 123 Stitch and then ended up with I don't even know how many of these items was they were featuring these boxes for like $1.49, and I had mentioned before that I couldn't find any at Joann Fabrics. So suddenly I ordered two. They only could send me one. The real reason I ordered was, one, I wanted a box, $1.49, and I had been on the notify me when it's in for the April wordplay. Who makes those? With Thy Needle and Thread? April. So I got an email that April was in. I thought, oh yes, I'm going to order a box and that thing. Well, I ended up with two boxes and that pattern and some other patterns. I don't know. One of the boxes is back ordered and the April wordplay is back ordered. So what I intended to order, isn't even here yet, and is still coming all by itself. So all the other things I ordered to go with it, I mean, they're here. I'm happy to have them. But that pattern is still traveling alone. And a funny thing about these boxes, so I ordered two, and then, so I got two. I think I have like 4 of them empty in my basement, so I'm not even in my cupboard where I keep these things. I'm not even sure how I ended up with so many. I finished something and could unkit, so that brought one back into the play, because I had none for a while there, because I've kitted up everything I can think of. And then I ordered one. And then I was, there's an older lady at my church that died a number of years ago. I think she'd probably be like 100 years old if she was still alive. And she had given her crafting things to another woman who is elderly, I think in her early 80s. And that woman was cleaning out. And she brought in some boxes of all her crafting things, a lot of knitting, a lot of started projects. And so there was a mesh of hers and this other woman. And this other woman was very, like, to me in my young years in the church, she was a real mentor. She was very, take people under her wing. She's very commanding. She was something. And anyway, she left quite an impression on me. And so when somebody said, Ruthie's embroidery floss is in there, make sure you find that. Well, yes, I did. And she had one of these boxes, a small one and a big one, so I have those. But what was here was this tin. And it's old. It's all scuffed up. She had it for years and years, I'm sure. And in this tin, it's full. So the woman who got the thread stuck this little note on here and says, it's unsorted just as Ruthie left it for me. And what it is, well, I don't know if Ruth was saving this pattern in page for anything. It's not, or if it was because there's all these stitches on the back explained. So anyway, it's old. All the things that have dates or addresses on here, there's no zip code, which I know when there's no zip code that's pre-1963, but I might be making that up. I mean, I know zip codes didn't come to be until then, but it says where the company is in New York and all that, and it doesn't say anything about that. But anyway, here's all these old threads, and there's a mix. There's DMC and there's Coates and Clark and stuff, but what really, really, really intrigued me the most is these little DMC balls. I'm going to drop everything. Look at that. Is that not the cutest? and it's variegated, and it's 6-ply, and it feels amazing. It just feels, I don't know, maybe if I could bring myself to make something out of one of these. There were a couple in here. I haven't really dug down. The paper's in there. It's punched into the hole. I love these little balls, like this 6-ply DMC. Isn't that gorgeous? There's buzz on there. That is just gorgeous. So there's all kinds of, I don't know. It feels wonderful. That's all I can say. Like even the wrapper's different than it used to be with this little, I need to compare it to 311 now and see how it compares. See if there's really been much color change. I really haven't dug down in here. I saw those, I haven't wanted to disturb it until I could talk about it and show it. Oh, here's another one. Look how pretty that is. Who knew that they used to make these? So anyway, that's going to be kind of fun to look through, and I'm not sure if I'll just bobbinate them or what. So anyway, that was kind of a fun little gift one day. So I made notes about some things I was going to talk about because we're getting to the end, surprisingly enough. Oh, another reason why I haven't had time to stitch is I went on a quilting retreat getaway last weekend, so 3 days of sewing with some friends. That was fun. Yeah, pretty much we covered everything except there's one thing I was going to say. This morning, the reason I can do a video at 8 a.m. on a Sunday morning is my husband left early to golf. I bet McKenna talks about her husband buying a boat, and she keeps referring to it as the gift that keeps on giving because he bought a boat, which takes him away from their family time. He goes out fishing or out on the boat or do things with the boat and leaves her home with the kids. So that's not a happy moment. So it made me think about, we have a boat. I love our boat, but I don't have little kids anymore, so it doesn't matter if my husband wants to go on the boat and I don't want to go. But it's golf that's the gift that keeps on giving in my world. And it's not because of all the stuff you buy and the membership at the country club or the new clubs. Nope, it's not because that gives me permission to buy more stash, because it doesn't matter. The gift that keeps on giving is because he's gone on a Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Is that awful? And Wednesday nights, he goes Wednesday nights straight from work to play golf with some friends. So I don't have to fix supper. I don't have to come out of my sewing room if I don't want to. I don't have to fix anything for supper. It's fabulous. If I want Cheerios for supper, I have Cheerios for supper. So we're friends with the other couples that he plays golf with, the husbands. And the wives keep saying to me, oh my gosh, one of these Wednesday nights, we need to go out to dinner. We need to go to the movies when they're playing golf. I'm thinking, what are you, nuts? Clearly, they're not getting the upside to a night home without your husband, where you can watch anything you want on TV, Flosstube on the TV, or whatever. Clearly, they're not crafting kind of ladies because they want to get all dolled up and go out. Now, a girls' night out should be just another bonus night. It shouldn't be on top. Like, you should get your night home without your husband. Because I don't have little kids, so I understand. It used to be a whole different ball game when I had little kids, and you needed somebody home to help with the evening routine and all that. A girls' night out should be in addition to that. Don't pile it all on one. Come on. Seriously. I keep saying, oh, sure, as soon as, Aaron goes back to school, as soon as, I'm done with company, as soon as whatever. Oh my gosh. So anyway, all those things have happened, so I don't know. One of these Wednesday nights I'll be going out to dinner and a movie instead of enjoying my time home, the gift that keeps on giving, golf. Yeah, so that one's good. So anyway, tiny bits of progress, tiny. I have been working mostly on, well, no, not exclusively, Jan Lynn's winter sampler. Why do I keep forgetting that? Well, I think I don't want to know the name for some reason. So we've seen it in Florida. I had this side done This was the first thing I did last winter, actually. And then I've done these two, and some of this was done. So I've been working on my goal. I switched this one out with Early Americans. So my goal this round was, I hear my phone. A goal this round was, I don't know where I've left it. Not here. Finish and outline the word winter and to outline the snow that's sort of drooping down, which means I'm going to have to do some of the sky that occurs behind that snow. And then this was just a bonus. I just kept right on going with this background. Something from the vignette below peeks up into here. So anyway, I just started outlining a little bit, and I need to finish this outline. One of the reasons why I had to go on into the blue is in order to do this outlining. I'd kind of like to do the tree that goes on this side, so then I have what I need to stitch is sort of framed in. So anyway, working on the Ada that came in the kit, and honest to God, note to self. Quit being so frugal and get rid of that kitted Ada. It's not, this is almost full coverage, and one of the reasons why I started it is I can almost see to stitch it without my magnifier. So I mostly stitched this without a magnifier. But it really, the reality is that it's a lot of strain. I'm working very hard to see those. And, you don't like it. I don't like the Ada. When it's mostly full coverage, it really doesn't matter. But honestly, quit being frugal. And find a decent piece of fabric to sew that on. So then the last thing is my Early Americans, which I kind of have to laugh about because for about 5 minutes I was caught up. For like 5 minutes, and that's the truth. I finished Nathan Hale. Oh, see, there is my phone beeping at me. I finished him one afternoon, and about 5 minutes later, I went out to get the mail, and there was the next block had come in the mail. And the 6th block has come out, which made me wonder, where the heck was this block? But I'm getting mine from the Silver Needle, and maybe they can, when they get their batch, I'm way down on the list, and they have to wait till they get more. I really don't know. But anyway, I did a little bit of the outlining, and after I work for another week or so on Winter Sampler, I'll go back and do the 5th block. I'm excited. In the 5th block, first of all, there's not a house. Yay, that's exciting. I'm sure everybody's seen it. Let me just reach it. But in the 5th block, because there's 9, sometime during the 5th block, I will be over the hump and halfway done with this. So I'm excited about that because I'm feeling like having 4, my only whips being 4 large projects. It's a little overwhelming because I don't feel like I'm ever going to finish anything. But anyway, it's coming along. They're all coming along. And it's a little over half an hour. Let's see how many days it takes me to get this uploaded without, I have to knock on wood. I don't know. I can try it from my phone at home, but it's still the same slow internet, so I'm not really sure. But I have not tried it from my phone from home. I've always done it from my laptop, but my phone is what was successful when I went to Starbucks, so who knows? Anything's possible. I have to put this mess away. I'm doing lots of laundry today, and there's going to be sewing. Yay, sewing, happy me. So it's Sunday. Did I say these? I said these things already. Somebody is texting me. There's only about 4 people in the world who have my phone number to text me, my husband and my kids. So I guess this means I have to wrap it up. So even though my husband playing golf is the gift that keeps on giving, I still have a phone, darn it, and they can still reach me. So have a good one. It's been fun, and keep up the videos. I just love watching them. Keeps me company when I stitch. Bye-bye.